Welcome back to the Born Blondes podcast. Spooky season. Spooky season. I'm Aubrie. I'm Aubrie.
And I'm yours truly, Randa. Welcome back to our
It's gonna be an episode.
Dude, oh my god. I feel like every time we do this, it's always us laughing the first section before we even hit record. Or after we hit record, it's just when we start to get into it.
Randa also made sure to make me look like a fucking fool.
I printed it.
She did it on purpose.
I did.
She did. She's just out to make me look stupid.
This is the only time Randa's gonna have a piece of paper. Mark my words.
She's like, I'm gonna print this.
I printed it. I print front to back.
Anyway, today we bring you some stories of haunted places in Michigan, but I promised you a story.
Oh, fuck. That's true, you did.
And I told you I didn't think you were ready.
Oh, God.
So,
Give it to me.
Monday night
Monday night.
at 11:14,
Very specific.
yeah, we had an incident.
Oh,
Anyway, so Ricky,
I like lost my breath there for a minute.
hang on.
What am I hanging on to?
Hang on. Buckle up. We're in for a treat. So Ricky has been sleeping through his alarms on his phone once he got his new phone.
Okay.
So I bought him an alarm clock.
Such a good girlfriend.
Except it's a smart alarm clock. So in other words, to activate it, you say, "Hey Google." It is a smart device. Correct?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You scared the burp out of me.
Just wait. So, Monday night, we are sleeping.
As one does.
At 11:14 p.m., I woke up to, okay, I'll play music from Pandora.
Abort. No. No music from Pandora.
Ricky woke up to,
hello.
Ricky woke up to, what the fuck? Because that was the first thing that came out of my mouth when I woke up. Because I woke up to, okay, I'll play music from Pandora. And I went, what the fuck? No, bitch. No, you won't. Ricky woke up and went, what? Neither of us recognized the song. We haven't been able to find it since. But
Do you know what, do you remember the song at all?
nope. Hold on. So, both of us, hey Google, hey Google, hey Google, wasn't responding. At all. Ricky had to physically get up and, press the buttons to get it to stop.
Like playing the song.
Correct. Uh-huh. Neither of us recognized the song. Neither of us knew what the fuck happened. He called his mom and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we talked to her for a little bit. We still don't know what happened. But the alarm clock is only set up to Ricky's phone, or only connected to Ricky's phone. So Ricky opened his Pandora. And typically, when he opens Pandora, even if he plays it elsewhere or Bluetooth or streams it elsewhere, it will show what it was last playing.
Right.
Nowhere to be found. And neither of us knew this song. Neither of us have ever heard it before. Didn't show what he was playing. He asked Google to play the previous song, or continue the song that she was just playing.
Right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find anything.
I beg your finest fucking pardon.
Yeah. So, we were trying to Google the song because the only lyrics that both me and him remember are something about, like, don't let me go, hold on to me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was a woman singing. I have no idea. He sent me a couple different songs and was like, was it this? And I was like, I know that song. It wasn't that one. Like, we still don't know. So, as I'm at work, because I had to leave for work, our text exchange. So, we were trying to find some sort of meaning behind it. So I asked, because he had asked on the way to work, about the date. Like, is there anything specific to this date? And I said, I have no idea. But when he asked the date, the first number that came into my head was 19, even though it was the 23rd when it happened. But the first number that came into my head was 19. I was thinking it was the 19th. And then when I got to work, I walked into work and a girl was wearing a shirt with the number 19 on the back of it. So I was like, look up the significance to the number 19. But he also checked the dates 23 and 24 because it was the 23rd. And then when I told him to ask, to see the significance, it was the 24th.
Okay.
19, 23, 24 is a Bible verse. It's a really weird Bible verse and it didn't really make any sense, but it is a Bible verse. Didn't really know what that meant. So I was like, look up the numbers or the significance of the numbers 11 and 14 because it went off at 11:14. Mm-hmm. The number 19, which back to the number 19, he looked it up. It says completing something which leads to a new beginning. As far as the number 1114, it's an angel number and often considered a powerful symbol of spiritual awakening and alignment.
Aubrie.
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh. The number 11 stands for balance. The number 14 stands for love and friendship. He called his mom at 11:20. 11:20 is spiritual awakening. What was another one? Oh, that's right. He also looked up the current moon. The current moon is a waning gibbous moon, and it's a powerful symbol in spiritual landscape, guiding us through a period of introspection and transformation. It is believed that whenever the waning gibbous moon shows up in the sky, it draws men closer to spirituality and those who leverage on the will to attain spiritual renewal or revival.
Ricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
Someone's trying to reach out.
Yeah. We still don't know what the hell happened.
If you don't know, tune into our supernatural episodes.
With Ricky.
Part 1, part 2 with Ricky. Maybe that'll give you some insight of this conversation here. But
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
How scared shitless were you?
Very. I made... Ricky walks me to my car every day, but
Yeah.
that's just been like a thing since he moved in. Mm-hmm. But like, I wouldn't even get out of bed without him. So
Yeah.
he walked me to the bathroom where I then got ready. And then he walked me downstairs.
I don't blame you.
I
That's terrifying. And you still don't know? Mm-mm. This was last Monday?
This like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, we haven't been able to find the song since. Neither of us knew it.
Hold me, don't let me go.
The lyrics said something along the lines of hold me and don't let me go. So.
The spirit, I guess,
I
didn't
don't
want
know.
to pass over or cross over.
I don't know. Because
Whatever
that's.
the term is.
we're trying to figure out if it was one of our loved ones trying to communicate with us.
Right.
And that's why he asked about, like, the significance of the date. So
like it was a birthday or
and
something.
Nothing really lined up with anybody that we knew.
Right.
So I don't know. It was all just very strange. But
Didn't
like,
I just text you about someone who just passed away?
oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that after the pod. Dun, 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 dun.
Interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a little, sorry, that's a little personal.
And it was that same day, wasn't it? Because you texted me Tuesday, didn't you?
I want to say so, yeah. All right, well, that's fucking weird. Anyway.
All right, well.
Moving on. This
to more
episode-
haunted things.
Literally. We are doing Michigan's haunted places, spots,
Which,
whatever.
I'm going to start this with every single
Dude.
one of these that we've read, both me and Randa, have stated that this is the most haunted place in Michigan.
Every single, like, they're
Every
all
single
just
one.
the most haunted. Like, every single piece. We went through a list. Aubrie picked 4, right? 4? 3?
Correct. 4.
4. I picked 4. And each one that we read on those specific 4 things was, this is a Michigan's most haunted place, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, they can't all be the most haunted place.
We'll let you decide.
I digress.
Why is your text so large?
Who? Excuse me? I have glasses. I'm blind. I don't know if you've noticed.
No wonder it's 7 pages. Your text is like this big.
Okay.
Got 1 word per page.
Hold your paper up. This is mine. And that's Aubrey's.
Read it from a mile away.
Dude, I have glasses for a reason, okay? Your girl is blind. I'm gonna go first.
Okay, have at it. Tell me about it.
Most of whatever. I am going out of order from my stuff I have here because I want to talk about Mackinac Island, and that had most or more information than the other ones did. So, Mackinac Island is a small island that sits on Lake Huron between Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas, in case you didn't know. The population is under 500 residents, but thousands of tourists visit each year for their scenic views, historical landmarks, and fudge.
Have you ever been there?
I have.
I've been once, and I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I remember very little.
I remember the fudge. The fudge is
That's
hot motherfucking tea.
I remember the fudge just because my dad used to do a fishing trip every year, and every year on his way home, he would stop and get fudge. So,
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Mackinac Island belonged to Native Americans who used the island as a burial ground. Why did I want to emphasize the U on that? I have no idea. Burial ground. They referred to it as Michilimackinac, which means place of the great turtle.
Oh,
The British
it's
stole.
not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
Not that.
I don't
You were
know.
talking about burial grounds, and now it's the place of a great turtle.
Yep. The British stole it from the natives in 1780 and built Fort Mackinac. However, the Americans then took it in 1783 and made a headquarters for the American What is up with me wanting to pronounce the U's in all of these? Fur Company. God, I suck at this.
Fur Company.
Fur. I was thinking like the fairies, but for some reason I was thinking
Furries.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but thank you. Before transitioning it into a resort, it was taken back by the British during the World.
5 hours later. Hold on.
This is the longest one, you guys. Like, why? I never unbuckled, so we're good. During the War of 1812, where they built Fort George, but it was then given to the United States in 1815 after the Treaty of Ghent was signed. The Americans had little use for the fort, but changed the name from George to Holmes in honor of Andrew Holmes, speaking of Ricky, who lost his life in the Battle of Mackinac in 1814.
You want to know what's funny about that? I told him we were recording. He's like, hold on, let me talk about it.
Literally, his ears are ringing. All right, this is where it starts to get interesting. I just wanted to give a little bit of a background. So in case you didn't know, that's what it is. So in 2021, Mackinac Island was voted the most haunted small town in America, according to Shadowland's Haunted Places Index. They found 3,347 haunted locations or instances on the island.
On this itty bitty little island?
Yep.
Holy shit. Okay.
So pretty much the entire fucking thing. Mackinac is partially...
You can step here, here, and here, but this step is haunted.
This specific rock. Mackinac is partially made up of limestone and quartz, both of which can store energy and act similar to batteries surrounded by a large body of water serving as a conductor. The theory is when you combine those factors together, the island becomes an energy magnet. Many believe this contributes to its high volume of spirit activity.
Makes sense.
So one of the haunted places is called the Drowning Pool. This is a small pond.
The title in itself spells a recipe for haunting.
So it's a small pond located at the southern tip of Mackinac Island and reaches about 20 feet deep in some spots. In the 1700s and early 1800s, Mackinac's version of a witch trial took place. If you were accused of being a witch, you would be tried in one of two ways. The first method was sitting on a lever and being repeatedly dunked in the pond over and over. If the woman drowned without admitting to being a witch, she was innocent. If she admitted to being a witch, the dunking stopped and she would be hanged. Either way, they were dying. The second method was tying rocks around the women's ankles and throwing them in the pond. If she floated, women were accused and tried in this way. Oh, I totally missed a step. If she floated, she was a witch. If she sank, she was declared innocent in death. Like I said, either way, you're dying. So, 7 women were accused and tried in this way, all drowned, and are said to still haunt
No shit, really?
They are said to still haunt the depths of the drowning pool. Many visitors claim to see...
If you fucking drowned me out of suspicion that I'm a witch, yeah, I'd come back and haunt your fucking ass too.
Facts. Many visitors claim to see and hear splashing without a source. Figures have been seen both above and beneath the surface of the water.
Wonder why.
The second one is the Grand Hotel.
I had a suspicion this was one of them.
Yep. So the growing tourist industry lacked proper amenities, so a Grand Hotel was planned by a group of local railroad companies. Charles Caskey was a lead contractor who specialized in building cottages. In 1887, he led the Grand Hotel construction with 600 workers, and on a tight timeline, they completed the build in 93 days. While digging the foundation of the hotel, they found human remains. Oh. A few were found at first, and they were relocated, but after a while, more and more were discovered, so they said, fuck it, let's just build over top of it. And sure enough, guess what? It was the ancient burial ground.
Some people are just stupid.
There are numerous entities reported being seen at the Grand Hotel.
I wonder why.
No, seriously. A little girl named Rebecca, who died on the hotel grounds, can be seen on the 4th floor wandering the halls and then disappearing. A spirit known as the Woman in Black is said to be roaming the front porch of the hotel walking a white dog. There is a man in a top hat smoking a cigar playing the piano, and a woman in Victorian-era clothing walking the halls, and sometimes even getting in bed.
Could you imagine sleeping and waking up to...
A woman in your bed?
A woman in your bed or somebody crawling into your bed?
Oh my god, I would shit my pants.
Uh-huh.
A man working on the hotel's theater stage reported seeing a black mass with glowing red eyes. He reported that this mass rushed after him, knocking him over. He woke up 2 days later and has not returned back to work. Yep. So, Fort Mackinac was built on the island during the Revolutionary War. The fort is made up of 14 buildings, several soldiers' quarters, barracks, storehouses, a hospital, a bathhouse, a schoolhouse, many more. Visitors to the fort routinely report hearing the sound of fife music without a source. Rifle shots are heard often, even though there are no reenactments happening, and orbs appearing in many photos. The Fort Mackinac Hospital has strange things happening, with reports of seeing amputated limbs and an overwhelming feeling of sadness. No fucking shit. Sounds of children crying, toys are thrown around in the mornings, motion detectors are triggered without a source, furniture gets moved around on its own. Fort Holmes is a small outcrop of Fort Mackinac, and there are reports of 3 soldiers talking within the fort only to disappear when they've been spooked away.
Also, because we forgot,
this is what it looks like.
You're swinging, right?
I was like,
and
wait a minute,
also
like,
because we forgot at the top, more merch. Because
there's
this
some
is
whores in this house.
some bullshit.
This is some whores.
Bullshit, not shit.
Yes.
Sheet.
All right, last one for Mackinac. Mission Point Resort. Began as a single home in 1825, built by Amanda and William Ferry. That one I got correct. Who were Christian missionaries. The building then changed into a complex in 1950s, with one of these buildings being utilized as the short-lived Mackinac College in 1966. The college shut down 4 years later and was used for religious programming. However, in 1972, Mission Point moved away from its religious roots and then focused on vacationers, becoming known as, Mission Point Resort in 1987. Visitors have reported hearing voices and feeling like they are being watched, and sudden unexplainable drops in temperature. The most cited spirits at Mission Point are those of children. In the 1800s, a tuberculosis outbreak occurred, infecting mostly children. Those infected were placed in a cellar where most died from the disease. One of the ghosts at the resort... In a cellar? Yeah. To, keep them away from other people. One of the ghosts at the resort is a little girl named Lucy. Lucy and her parents lived at the resort. When Lucy became ill, her parents had a business trip to Detroit, but Lucy was too ill to travel and was left at the resort. Lucy died at the resort before her parents returned, and her lost spirit roams the halls, crying out for her mom and dad. That one almost broke me. That, I can't even tell you. That one's so sad. The most famous ghost at Mission Point Resort is known as, back side of the page, Harvey. Harvey was a student at Mackinac College during its active years. Harvey was so heartbroken when his girlfriend broke up with him, he went out to the woods and committed suicide.
Oh.
His body was not found until 6 months later, where people believed he was murdered because there was 2 bullets in his head when his body was found. Harvey's spirit is said to haunt the resort's theater and play tricks on guests by poking and prodding them.
What do you mean by prodding?
You nasty.
All right.
That was Mackinac Island, you guys. That was one of my longest ones, so I really wanted to get that one out in case I didn't have enough time.
Well, in that case, I'll tell you my shortest one.
Perfect.
The Michigan Bell Telephone Company.
Oh, snap.
A little bit of history. It was built in downtown Grand Rapids on the grounds of a demolished mansion named the Judd White House. The mansion was purchased by Warren Randall and his wife. Warren Randall was a railroad brakeman and had a workplace incident where he was ran over by a train, resulting in the loss of his leg, which was eventually replaced with a wooden prosthetic. After the loss of his leg, Warren began feeling paranoid and insecure, which eventually led to him accusing his wife of having an affair.
Oh, no.
This led to many loud arguments that were overheard by neighbors who ended up calling the cops. And Warren was once arrested for chasing his wife, Virginia, down the alley holding a straight razor while threatening to kill her.
Oh, my God.
Virginia had left in 1910, but Warren convinced her to come back, and the arguments immediately continued. Workers in the building next door started smelling a strange odor coming from the mansion and called and reported it to the cops. The cops found Virginia beaten to death with a wooden leg, and Warren looked to have slit his throat with the same straight razor that he used to chase Virginia down the alley. The house/mansion was purchased by the Michigan Bell Telephone Company in 1920, and a new building was built in 1924.
Jesus.
The Bell Telephone Company was eventually bought out by AT&T, but I could not tell you the year. Anyway, as far as the hauntings go, there is strange things that have happened, including the residents receiving prank phone calls in the middle of the night, but they have been reported to be traced back to the telephone company.
Oh my God.
So people are thinking that Virginia and Warren are prank calling people. There's
So what you're saying is AT&T is haunted.
Sure. Screams and pleas have been heard, which are said to be Virginia begging for her life.
Oh.
There's reports of lights acting strange. I'm not sure entirely what that means, but
It's like SpongeBob. The hash slinging slasher.
And people have also reported hearing the thumping of what sounds like a wooden leg.
No.
Yes, that is what happened.
Nah. Well, I'm
Nah.
good. So what you're telling me is not to switch to AT&T.
You know, I had AT&T once.
Did you get some weird phone calls?
No, but they
Oh.
just suck. So does their internet. That's why we switched. Anyway,
I thought you were going to go into
also,
like, we suck at this.
we do.
Traverse City State Hospital. For your viewing pleasures.
Pleasure.
Formerly known
Pleasures.
as Northern Michigan Asylum.
Oh, sounds
I don't-
fantastic.
Okay. I don't know what it is, but every time I hear the word asylum, I just automatically think of like some shit went down.
Haunted.
100%. This bitch is haunted. Abort mission. Do not go. Let's continue.
Do not collect 200.
Do not pass go. On November 30th.
Reverse and get the hell out.
Facts. November 30th, 1885, the asylum opened under the direction of Dr. James Decker Munson due to overcrowding.
Sounds suspicious.
He was actually a good guy.
Okay.
It does. It sounds like one of those like lobotomy fucking dudes. Overcrowding at the Pontiac and Kalamazoo hospitals, making it the third mental institution established in Michigan. The hospital operated.
Uh-huh.
At this point, I'm just going to say it fucked up and just move on.
Just keep going with the flow and see how many you can get.
Fuck it. You're like,
Tell me more.
operated differently from other hospitals during its period, taking on a beauty is therapy philosophy where straitjackets were forbidden and creativity was encouraged. Basically, Munson thought if patients were surrounded by a beautiful environment, their emotional and mental state would be uplifted. The hospital was on 135 acres of land and encouraged the 3,000 plus patients to help with the farm animals to find a sense of purpose. The original purpose of the hospital was for the mentally ill. However, the facility's use was expanded to care for patients with polio, tuberculosis, and influenza.
Okay.
Which is where our hauntings happen. The hospital was officially closed in 1989 after over 100 years of service. Around 2000, the hospital was bought by a group who agreed to renovate and develop the facility into a usable space for the public and companies. The original structure still remains. When the building was being remodeled, the power was turned off, but there were claims that people could see the lights still flickering. Also, there were reported claims of hearing voices, footsteps, and changes in the air temperature and energy.
Okay.
The hippie tree is down a path on the ground.
Sounds exciting.
It's not.
Oh.
The hippie tree is down a path on the grounds and it's said to be a portal to hell.
Oh.
If you walked a certain way around the tree, it would open the portal and drag you in to join the souls of the asylum's inmates. In the 1950s, 2 boys were playing by the tree when an asylum inmate escaped and found them, murdered one of them, and buried the body nearby. I didn't find any more information about the other boy or anything else about that, so that's all I got for you. But today the building is a part of an area that has been redeveloped into the village of Grand Traverse Commons, where you can find walkways, expensive lawns, and acres of preserved land.
Alrighty then.
I also found a little clip-it of someone who stayed in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So this is direct quotes. I was in room 118 at the Munson Manor in February 2024.
Okay.
I was staying there while my wife was in the hospital recovering from surgery. The first night I kept hearing voices in the bathroom, but no one was there. I kept hearing wood squeaking as if someone was walking in my room. The second night I was half asleep, and between my bed and the north window, I heard a man's voice say, "Sylvia, Sylvia, where are you?" I sat up in bed, and it was as if a shadow was standing in the window. I thought I saw a poodle laying on the bed. Sorry, that one made me chuckle.
I'm sorry, no.
The following night, I was wearing earplugs, and I woke up with one on the nightstand. I don't recall putting it there.
The fuck?
Yeah.
No.
So there wasn't really a whole lot of, information on that one, but I feel like it was still... that little, snippet that I just read was, enough for me. I was like, okay, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Also, hippie tree. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, we decided that we were going to split this episode into 2 parts. That way you could, we kind of had a little bit of a break. It was a very long episode, so you have 2 shorter episodes. Join us on Friday for part 2. We can't wait to see you there.
Bye.